Apolinar Lara was deported to Mexico back in January after almost a decade living in the United States. He describes the moment of his arrest for driving without a valid license.
They treated me like a criminal. They dressed me in orange, they handcuffed me and put me in foot shackles. ICE comes after you like you committed the worst crime.
From San Antonio, Texas, Apolinar now lives in this humble neighborhood north of Mexico City. His wife, also Mexican, and their 8-year-old daughter followed to be with him. His old friends are glad to have him back, but upset to see his American dream broken.
They go there and build an entire life, they get married, and then after all those years, they got deported. It's unfair.
Apolinar is one of the 50,000 Mexican deportees returned since Donald Trump took office this year, according to Mexico's National Immigration Institute. That number is actually lower than in recent years, but officials say they're seeing a change in the type of immigrant targeted for deportation. People like Apolinar, who are not dangerous criminals and have lived productive lives for many years in the U.S. Back home, they receive a Mexican ID card and help to start a new life.
We connect them to institutions that provide health care and education for the returnee and their families.
According to government officials, an average of 134 people returns here to the Benito Juarez Airport in Mexico City, and regardless if they're from the capital or not, they're offered a welfare payment of $110 per month for half a year. The returnees are also offered job training and access to potential employers. Apolinar started his new job as a security officer at the Mexico City International Airport just 3 weeks after his return. He says he will not try to cross the border again as long as Trump remains in office, but he has a message for Mexican President Enrique Peña Nieto.
Give more support to the people, better salaries to have less corruption, so we don't have to migrate.
While deportees attempt to restart their lives in Mexico, U.S. officials report illegal border crossings heading north are on decline.
March apprehensions were 30% lower than February apprehensions. This is an overall reduction of 64% over last year.
Mexican officials say they're bracing for a greater surge in deportations ahead of not just Mexicans, but possibly any Latin American who crosses into the U.S. illegally through Mexico, which the Trump administration has proposed. Fears of sprawling refugee camps with substandard conditions along the northern border have the Mexican government pushing back. Daniel Alfonso, CGTN, Mexico City.